Welcome inside Great Plains Lutheran High School. It's kicking off today's girls basketball events between the Panthers and the Cyclones. C team, and we're off. Evelyn Prawl wins it, but Cyclones get it back. Immediate stoppage here. Turnover. Panthers end up with the ball. Radke into Prawl. Evelyn Prawl across to Rayworts. Rayworts back. Kobolinski. Kobolinski, Radke. Radke looking. Around to Kobolinski. Keeps it. Passes over to Prawl. Prawl, pass up. Back across. Picked up by Rayworts. Cross back to Prawl. Driving in, moving around. Can't quite get it to fall, and picked up by Reitz. Reitz with a pass just over the head. And out of reach. So Panthers take back over. A minute into this one. Prawl moving in. Pass across to Rayworts. Over the middle again to Prawl. Panthers strike first. Nice play by the Panthers. Evelyn Prawl starts off. Villasenor. Cross to Nicola. Back again. Arthur. Villasenor. Nicola couldn't get it up around Kobolinski, and Prawl gets it back. Up to Rayworts. Back to Kobolinski. Across to Radke. Pass to Prawl. Prawl driving in herself. Up, not quite. Rebound grabbed by Tellinghausen. Tellinghausen finds a lane and is fouled. And she will head to the line. First opportunity here for the Cyclones. And their first attempt is good. Puts the Cyclones on the board. Second one is as well. We're all tied up at 2. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Prawl, long pass to Wicca, who puts it up, almost falls, and White keeps possession. Panthers with a chance there, but they'll keep the ball. Kobolinski looking, finding, knocked out again, and Clark takes over. Here comes Tellinghausen. Pass across to Villasenor. Excuse me, to Reitz. Back to Villasenor. Pass lost, stolen by Prawl, who takes it down all the way. Puts it up. And White keeps possession here. Kobolinski needs to find someone. Long pass. Prawl driving in. Evelyn Prawl out to Radke. Thought about it. Pass it back to Rayworts. Rayworts moving on the outside over to Kobolinski. Kobolinski to Prawl. Prawl with a lane. Jump shot off the rim. Rebound grabbed by Villasenor. Passed over to Tellinghausen, who loses it out of bounds. And Clark will keep the ball. Nicola finds Villasenor, can't get it past. Pass to Villasenor again, out to Tellinghausen. Driving in, looking for some space. Worked on by Prawl, guarding well. Villasenor. Back across to Reitz. Reitz loses it. Takes it back. Cross again to Nicola. Loses out of bounds, and it'll be White's ball. 3 minutes ago in the opening quarter. Evelyn Prawl. 2 points already in this one. Driving in, gets a block from Raywards. Pass back to Raywards now. Jump shot off the glass and in. 2 for Sarah Raywards. And it puts the Panthers back up by 2 with 2:40 to go. Here comes Clark Willow Lake. Villasenor back across to Nicola. Nicola back again to Reitz. Reitz to Arthur. Villasenor over the middle. Stolen away by Prawl. Jump ball. And White takes over. Subbing in. Murray, Bradkey, and Raybert sub out. Prawl moving it herself, drives up off the rim, gets her own rebound, but lost it again. Out grabbed by the Panthers. Out to Kobolinski, loses it, gets it again, pass out to Prawl. And foul on number 4, Tellinghosen. Or excuse me, Nicola. Kobolinski. Finding shot off the glass, almost, not quite. Rebound grabbed by Tellinghausen. Coming up with some speed here. Loses it out of bounds, knocked away by Prawl. And Clark keeps possession. Nicola. Wants to get it past Kobolinski. She does to Tellinghausen. Tellinghausen looks for a block. Pass over the middle. Grab, put up, foul. Be called on Wicca, I believe. And that will send Nicola to the line. First shot off the glass and in. Clark Willow Lake now, 3 points off of free throws. Second shot. Missed off, and White takes over now. As Schmidt looks to sub in, and does for Kobolinski. Comes Prawl over to Schmidt. Schmidt with some space. Looking, finds Wicca. Wicca going up, can't get it over. Schlegel. Taken back by Tellinghausen. Nice pass to Villasenor. Can't get the shot to fall. Tellinghausen again back to the outside. Jump shot grabbed again and fouled. Tellinghausen will step to the line for the second time tonight. Shot no good. Arthur subbing in for Nicola. Second shot off the rim. Rebound grabbed by Prawl. Prawl running down the side. Looks for a friend, takes it herself, and is fouled. Nice job by Evelyn Prawl, drawing the foul. Panthers with the ball. Schmidt. Looking. Finds a friend. And travels, so Clark Willow Lake takes over. Down by 1. Minute and a half to go in the first period. Raywards checks in for the Panthers. Tellinghusen. Pass across to Larson. Larson moving in on Raywards. Back over again to Arthur. Arthur finds Reitz. Reitz over the middle, knocked away by Prahl. Grabbed by Schmidt. Evelyn Prahl, minute to go. Jumping in, pass to Wicca, who's got some space and gets it to fall. Three Panthers with 2 points so far. 50 seconds to go. Here's Larson. Moving on Sydney. Well guarded. Back out to Arthur. Arthur stolen away by Murray. Murray loses possession but gets it back. Pass over the middle to Schmidt. Out again to Prahl. Prahl with some space for three. Not quite. Rebound is grabbed by the Cyclones. Less than 30 seconds to go. Here's Tellinghusen working on Prahl. Needs some space. Knocked away by Prahl. Rebound kept in by Larson. 15 seconds to go. Larson working on Raywards. Can't find anybody. Pass it across again to Schlegel. Schlegel over to Reitz. Reitz over the middle to Tellinghusen, who tries to go up and is fouled. Tellinghusen's third time at the line so far. 2 for 4 in free throws already. First shot off the rim. Radke and Maddox subbing in for Murray and Wicca. Second shot finds its way in for Tellinghusen. Here come the Panthers. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Evelyn Prahl putting it up there. Nearly in. Off the rim. Panthers walk out of the first period with a 6-4 lead. And we'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back. Panthers 6, Cyclones 4. Girls C matchup here at Great Plains Lutheran High School. Clark Willow Lake to start. A couple quick passes out to Arthur. Arthur with some space, drives up the middle, puts it up for Nicola, who wasn't there. Out of bounds. Must have been tipped in the air because Clark Willow Lake retains possession. Out to Villasenor. Back to Tellinghusen. Tellinghusen. Nice pass over to Villasenor. Across to Reitz. Reitz. Villasenor. Stoppage here, and the Panthers take over. Martin subbing in for Schmidt. Here's Raywards. Sarah Raywards loses it out of bounds. Knocked away by Tellinghusen. Panthers keep the ball. Out to Raywards. Raywards with some space. More stoppage. Foul on the Cyclones on Tellinghusen. Panthers keep the ball. Martins looking for someone. As Kobolinski. Kobolinski out to Raywards. Raybert's moving in. Can't get the block from Maddox. Over across again to Martins. Martins finds Maddox. Maddox travels. And the Cyclones take over. Reitz. Pass to Villasenor. Back across to Nicola, over again. Being in play, looking for somebody. Finds Arthur on the outside. Arthur moving in, long pass over the middle, back to Nicola out the outside. To Reese over the middle. Has a shot, and it's good. And we're all tied up at 6. Here's Rayberts. Out to Martins. Martins looking, finding Rayberts. Rayberts moving in. Bumped, finds Maddox. Maddox across again to Kobylinski. Kobylinski moving in. Back to Rayberts, knocked out of bounds. Panthers keep the ball. In comes Wika for Maddox. Rayberts. Pass outside to Kobylinski. Kobylinski handles it. Travels. A couple of travels here so far in the second period. And Clark Willow Lake gets it back. Nicola out to Reitz. Reitz pass to Villasenor. Back to Nicola. Stolen away. And knocked out of bounds by Martins. Nice defensive play. Cyclones keep it, however. Here's Reitz. Reitz approaching. Finding a friend. Passing back over, driving up against, well guarded. Pass back out to Villasenor, over across to Reitz with some space. Reitz now driving in, has a lane, moving up and over, puts it up and in. Points and 2 for Reitz. Her first points of the night, looking to add on to the lead. And 1, it's good. So Clark Willow Lake goes up by 3. Their first lead of the night. Back across to Martins, back to Rayberts. Rayberts moving around the outside. Nice spin move, driving in. Nice pass to Wicca, who puts it up and in. Their 4th point of the night. And Villasenor tripped up with Rayberts. All good after that one. Whistle. And it'll be white ball after must have been some sort of mess up on the check-in. Panthers take over with 3 minutes to go, down by 1. Knocked away, kept in by Radke. Almost kept in by Radke. Clark takes over again. Here comes Tellinghusen. Across to Villasenor. Moving in, finding Villasenor once more. Back again across, guarded. And pivot step, so Panthers take over. 2 minutes, 46 seconds to go. Timeout, and we will be back in 30 seconds. block, moving in. Once Radke finds her, loses it. Back again by Martins. Murray jumping, puts it up and in. Lucy Murray, her first points of the night, and the Panthers are back on top by 1. Cyclones looking to respond. Murray guards, but it's a nice job by number 33, whose name I don't have. Her 4th point of the night, I believe. Knocked away by Tellinghusen, and Villasenor gets it back. Looking away once more by the Panthers, Sarah Rayworts. Stealing it right back, and it turns back the other way. Minute 50 to play. It's the block from Murray. Out again to Martins. Martins over the middle to Murray. Murray, well guarded. Back to Radke. Radke, jumper. Nearly. Rebound grabbed by Arthur. Arthur to Tellinghusen. Working on Rayworts. Under the middle. Well guarded. Putting it up there. No good. Rebound grabbed by Martins. White ball. Foul on number 33. Out subs Martins for the Panthers. Here comes Rayworts. Minute 15 to play in the second period. Rayworts moving in, passing outside. Moving in herself, losing it, stolen away by the Cyclones, taken by Tellinghusen. Driving down with a minute to play in the second. Stopping, pulling across to Villasenor. Driving in herself, looking for a pass. Radke knocks it away. Grabbed again, well guarded, nowhere to go. Finds Reitz. 50 seconds. Knocked away by Radke. Kept in by Reitz. Reitz driving up the lane. Can't get it to fall. Knocked out of bounds. And Panthers take over. 41.3 seconds here in the second period. Been pretty back and forth so far in the second period. 10 to 11. Cyclones on top by 1, 35 seconds ago. Rayworts moving in. Finds a friend. Passes it across. Murray with it now. Murray. Nice move. Driving. Across to the outside. Stolen away by Reitz. Reitz with an open lane. Murray moving in quickly to play some defense, and they're going to call a foul. Murray got up there right away for defensive play, but gets fouled for it, and 2 and 1 looking like here for the Cyclones, their second shot at that tonight. And Reitz, 6 points. The second time tonight she's had the 2 and 1 foul, and she has her Cyclones up 4. 10 seconds ago, knocked away. Murray recovers, moving it back in. 8 seconds, not a lot of time left. 6, 5, needs to find someone. Moving around, has Rayworts. 1 second left, moving across. And the buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the first half. 14-10, visiting Cyclones on top by 4. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back. One half done, another one to go. Panthers down 4. And they have the ball. Evelyn Prawl, a couple of points on the day. Passing to Raywards, back to Prawl. Prawl hesitates, gets the block, driving in, spinning, putting it up to Wicca. Wicca puts it up, off the glass, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Reitz. Reitz moving in to over, knocked away by Prawl, kept by Villasenor. Back to Reitz, over across to Tellinghusen. Tellinghusen, some space. Villasenor, back across to Nicola. Nicola across to Reitz, back to Arthur. Up over to Nicola, who puts it up off the glass. Rebound grabbed by Raywards. Prawl moving in for the Panthers. Back across to Raywards. Finds Radke. Radke looking. Raywards, some space. Back to Prawl. Prawl fakes it, driving in. Has a lane, puts it up, off the rim, no good. Rebound picked up by Nicola. Here comes Tellinghusen. Working on Raywards. Across to Villasenor, back. Cross again. Back to Reitz. Reitz 6 points on the night. Arthur, stolen away by Prawl. Prawl with some speed, moving down, working on Villasenor. Spins around, puts it up, almost. Couldn't work around. Nice defense by Villasenor. Taken back, knocked off. Off the hands of Nicola. Had a chance. Out of bounds, and Panthers get the ball. Radke to Prawl. Evelyn Prawl. High pass to Raywards. Raywards moving back, finds Radke. Radke moving in. Knocked out of bounds. And the Cyclones take over. Tellinghusen. 3 points for tonight. Cross to Villasenor, back to Tellinghusen. Nicola to Reitz. Reitz looking, finds Arthur. High pass, travels. Panthers take over. Radke out to Prawl. Evelyn Prawl moving in, finds Raywards. Raywards to Kobolinski. Kobolinski with a lane, driving up and over. Rebound nearly grabbed by Wicca, kept in by Radke. Nice play by Radke, but turned over to the Cyclones. Here comes Tellinghusen. Moving in, guarded by Raywards. Out to Villasenor for 3 off the glass. Grabbed by Wicca, knocked down, picked up again by Raywards, and out to Prawl. Prawl moving. Loses it behind her, picks it back up, moving around, throwing it up and in. Evelyn Prawl, her 4th point of the night. Panthers within 2. 3:10 to go in the 3rd. Here's Tellinghusen. Across to Reitz. Reitz driving in, loses it. And picked up by Raywards. Taken back by Prawl. Evelyn Prawl finds a Wicca, who's open off the rim. Rebound grabbed by Clark Willow Lake. Tellinghusen to an open Reitz, who steps out of bounds. And the Panthers will take over and sub in Maddox and Schmidt for Radke and Kobolinski. Here's Prawl. Out to Schmidt. Back to Prawl. Prawl with a lane. Puts it up. A little too far. Rebound grabbed by Arthur. Stolen away by Prawl, who puts it up. Well defended. Prawl gets it back for the 3rd time. And she scores off that one. Evelyn Prawl now with 6 points. And we're all tied up at 14 with 2:15 to play. Villasenor knocked away, kept in by Nicola. Out again to Reitz. Jump shot by Tellinghusen. Kept in by the Panthers. 2 minutes to go. Tied at 14. Here comes Prawl. She's been on a run so far today. 4 points here in the third. Wika looking, finds Maddox. Maddox puts it up. Rebound grabbed by Raywards, who puts it up too far. Grabbed again, put it out to Maddox. Second attempt, also too far. Rebound grabbed up by Nicola. Long pass to a wide open Reitz, who puts it up, and too far, off the side. So a lot of defense there. Nobody able to score in those few minutes. Still tied at 14. Panthers travel, and Clark Willow Lake takes over. Arthur subs out. In comes Larson. Larson takes it. Larson working on Schmidt. Guarded well. Stolen by Prahl. Evelyn Prahl working on Larson. Spins around, jumping, putting it up, and in. Evelyn Prahl with her 8th point of the night. Panthers now with their first lead in quite a while. And we have a timeout. So the Panthers retake the lead. Evelyn Prahl 6 points here in the third period, and we'll be back after this. .05 to go in the third period. Panthers with the lead, 16-14 over the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. Here's Larson, out to Tellinghusen, back across to Reitz. Reitz moving, finds Villasenor. Villasenor over the middle, too far. Rebound picked up by Willow Lake, out to Larson again, off the rim. Rebound grabbed by Schmidt. Schmidt back to Prahl. Prahl who's on a run, finds Radke, who puts it up a little too far. Knocked out of bounds. White keeps the ball. 37.7 to go in the third period. Schmidt finds a friend. She's got Murray, who's fouled. And Lucy Murray heads to the line. Murray, 2 points already on the night. First shot, no good. Second shot, off the glass and good. Panthers now up by 3. Their biggest lead of the night, I believe. Tellinghusen finds Reitz. Reitz looking. Back to Tellinghusen, knocked away by Raywards. Kept in by Tellinghusen. Out to Villasenor, up for 3. High off the glass. Rebound grabbed by Murray. Back across to Prahl. Prahl with 15 seconds to work with. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt finds Raywards, less than 10 seconds. 8 seconds to go. Raywards driving in to Radke. Radke, shooter pass. 2 seconds left, puts it up. Knocked down by the Cyclones. And they hold the Panthers at bay for a moment there. Down by 3, 17-14 after 3. And we'll be back in a minute for the fourth period. Cyclones with the ball. 6 more minutes. Girls C matchup. Cyclones down 3. Driving in with Elaine, putting it up no good. Rebound grabbed by the Panthers. Taken by Prawl. Prawl with 8 points. Moving down, finding Wika. Off her arms, jump ball forced by Clark, Willow Lake. Panthers keep possession. Martins now. Has to find a friend. Finds Prawl, wide open. Evelyn Prawl. 10 points on the night. She has came alive here in the second half now. 8 points in the second half. Here's Larson. Across. Stolen away by Murray. Murray waits for the setup. Waiting for her teammates. Finding Prawl. Prawl back to Martins. Martins hesitates. Finds a friend. Back again to Prawl. Who has a lane. Shoots a 3. Not quite. Rebound picked up by Clark. 5 minutes to go. Clark Willow Lake Cyclones down now by 5. Needing some points. Here's Larson. Passing across again to Tellinghusen. Back to Reitz. Reitz across. Number 14, Schlegel. Schlegel to Reitz. Reitz moving in herself. Finds Larson. Jump shot, no good. Keeps the rebound. Larson again. Moving in. Finds an open Schlegel who puts it up. But travels. And the Panthers take over. Up by 5. Here is Prawl. 10-point night for Evelyn Prawl. And able to travel. Send it back the other way. A couple subs here for the Cyclones. Villasenor. Ready to take it for Clark Willow Lake. Back comes Tellinghusen. Prawl knocks it away. Pass high to Villasenor. Moving across to Nicola. Back again to Reitz. Reitz looking. Finds Villasenor. Crossover in the middle. Puts it up. No good. Rebound grabbed by Prawl. Prawl, long pass. Finds Murray. Nice pass. Murray can't get it up. Rebound kept in by the Panthers. Pass across to Murray again. Murray driving in. Murray now off the glass. Too much. Grabs her own rebound. And a jump ball is forced by the Cyclones. And they take over. Radke subs in. Here comes Tellinghusen. Across to Villasenor. Back to Nicola. Across to Reitz. Reitz with it now. Guarded by Wicca. Driving in and fouled. Clark keeps the ball down 5. 3:13 to go. They need to make something happen quick here. Guarded by Radke. Finds Villasenor. Stolen away by Prawl. Prawl moving down. And she's fouled. And puts it up. A bit after the whistle. Maddox subs in for Murray. Panthers keep possession. Up 5. Bobulinski looking. Time. Not sure of a bit of a spot on the floor, perhaps. Mr. Bauer coming over with a towel. Bauer to the rescue as always when there's a spot on the floor. 8:07 to go in the fourth period. Panthers with the ball, up by 5. And we're back. Kovalinski looking, finding Radke. Radke putting it up, foul. Radke will head to the line. Hoping to get herself on the board tonight. And to extend the lead. Radke puts it up and in. Abigail Radke now. Their first point of the night. Panthers now up by 6, 20-14. Clark Willow Lake scoreless in the fourth so far. Their second shot, in and out. Rebound grabbed by Reitz. Reitz running it down. Finds Tillinghusen. Husen moving up across. Finds an open friend. Shot, not quite. Rebound grabbed by Prahl. Keeps it in. Moving in on Nicola. Spaces out. Back across to Kovalinski with some space. To Radke. Pivoting. Looking. Stepping. Driving. Putting it up to Wicca. Get back for Prahl. Fakes him. Prahl again. No good on the 3 attempt. Rebound guarded by the Panthers. Knocked out of bounds. And Cyclones ball. 2:27 to go. Need a lot of points in a short amount of time here. Haven't scored yet in the fourth period. Here's Larson. Guarded well. Back across to Villasenor. Kept by Reitz. Reitz guarded as well. Kept in by Tillinghusen. Tillinghusen looking. Guarded by Prahl. No space. Kept back to Reitz. Reitz with it now. Finds a lane. Driving up and in. Well guarded. Can't take it. And Maddox takes it away and gives it to Prahl. Less than 2 minutes to play. Evelyn Prahl driving in. Guarded well. Out to Kovalinski, who puts it up and in. Myra Kovalinski. Her first points of the night. Panthers now with a substantial lead of 8. Minute and a half to go. Here's Nicola. Looking. Held down by Radke. And is fouled. First one, no good. Second attempt. Off the rim, rebound, grabbed by Prahl. Minute 15 to play. Across to Kovalinski. Back over the middle to Wicca, who's open and puts it up and in. Wicca now, 6 points. Second leading scorer for the Panthers tonight. Minute to play. Panthers up by 10. Here's Reitz. Reitz moving in, well guarded. Finds a lane, puts it up and in. Reitz now with 8 points. And we're going to sub a few here. Arthur coming in as well as Murray for Maddox. 49.3 to go. Here's Prahl. Radke, taking her time, moving around. Finds Prahl. Prahl putting it up. Nice move. Can't get it to fall. Forcing and fouling. Clark, 30.2 seconds to go. Down by 8. Tillinghusen. Moving on Prahl, knocked away. Evelyn Prahl. knocked it out of bounds. And the Panthers are going to take over with 20 seconds to go. Here is Evelyn Prahl. Radke, and they're just about going to run the clock down here. Murray moving. Kobolinski moving, finding Radke, stepping back, and this should about do it. And it will. Time has run out. Panthers win it. C-Team girls with a 24-16 victory over the visiting Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. But don't go just yet. We've got a couple more games coming up next. About 6:15, we'll have girls JV matchup. And also, around 7 o'clock, 7:30, we will have the girls varsity game between the Panthers and the Cyclones. So stay tuned for that. But as for now, Panthers C-Team wins 24-16. And we'll be back for junior varsity in 15 minutes. junior varsity matchup between the Panthers and the visiting Cyclones. Finished up the C game 15 minutes ago. And we're about to get started here. Martins going up against Sass. And Clark takes it. Larson passing out to Rorick. Rorick back to Schmidt. Schmidt across to Cass, or Sass. Yeah, Larson, excuse me. Sass over the middle. Back again. Larson gets it to fall. And Clark takes the lead. Here's Canas. Working in. Gets a block. Passing it over to Raywurts. Raywurts with it now to Sackwich. Sackwich finds Canas. Stolen away by Larson. Waits for things to set up. Finds Schmidt for three. Off the rim. Not quite. Rebound grab, however, by Sass. And she scores. 4-0 early on here. Knocked out of bounds, and White keeps possession. Caitlin Richter comes over. Finding Canas. Canas again loses it. Grabbed by Martins. Lillian Martins back out to Raywurts. Raywurts knocked down, grabbed by Richter. Richter with it now, finding Martins. Martins with some space, knocked out of bounds, and White keeps the ball. Here's Sackwich. Got Canas. Canas hesitates, moves in, gets the block, spins around, puts it up. Not quite. Rebound grabbed by Sass. Sass heads it over. Down to number 13, Schmidt. And she's got a couple. 3 different players for the Cyclones with 2 points early on. 6-0 Cyclones. Richter gets a block. Passes it over to Martins. Martins over again. Knocked away by Rorick. Rorick passing it down to Schmidt. Schmidt back again to number 2, Larson. I believe there are 3 different Larsons registered for junior varsity, so fun time keeping them straight. But as for now, one of them has 2 points. Sarah Raywurts sends it over to Martins. Martins working around. Back to Richter. Richter knocked away by Rorick. Rorick now moving down against Canas. Rorick driving up and foul. And she will head to the line, her first foul of the night. Shot number 1. It's good. 7-0 Cyclones. Rorick off the rim, rebound grabbed by Richter. That out to Sackwich. Working on Schmidt. And ran out of time. Timeout called by the Panthers. So we'll be back in a moment. 7-0 Cyclones. Zip. Cyclones. Panthers with the ball. Here's Canas. Working on Rorick. Back to Sackwich. Sackwich. Working on Schmidt. Guarded by Sass. Jump ball forced by Sass. Panthers keep it for now. Evelyn Prawl checks in. Had herself a big game with the C team, 10 points. See if she can get something going here for the JV team. Out to Canas. Back again to Prawl. Knocked down by Larson. And here is Rorik. Back out to Schmidt. Schmidt finds Larson. Larson up for Sass. Sass up for the no good. Rebound grab by Richter. Then by Prawl, back to Richter. Under 3 to go in the first. Guarded by Sass. High pass out of bounds from Richter. Looking for Canas. Sailed high and it remains 7-0 Cyclones. Larson out to Rorik. Rorik back over to Larson. Larson driving in, jump shot up and no good. Rebound grab by Richter again. Back out to Canas. Panthers need some space. Richter getting open. Pass to Prawl, nice pass. Evelyn Prawl moving up. Double dribbles. Turnover. Clark Willow Lake gets it right back up 7. Here comes Rorik. Working on Canas. Back outside to Larson, or Sass, excuse me. Over to Larson. Sass, 3 off the rim. Rebound grab by Raywards. To Canas. Looking for Prawl, finds her. Spin move. Double team. Working around. Out of bounds. Knocked out. White keeps the ball. Richter descended in. Bounce pass to Prawl. Prawl tries to get the screen. Ends up being double teamed. Sends it away to Martins. Martins now looking for Prawl. Can't get her. Moving back. Finds Raywards. Raywards driving in. Knocked away. Scooped up by Prawl. Prawl, 5 seconds. Put up Canas. Foul. And Maddie Canas heads to the line. Panthers with an opportunity to get on the board. And they do. Canas. Clean shot, number 1. Number 2. In and out. Rebound grabbed by Richter. Knocked away. Martins keeps it. Lillian Martins driving around. Can't find anyone. Gets Richter. Puts it up. Can't get the foul. Taken away by Sass. Here comes Rorik. Rorik out to Schmidt. Schmidt to Sass. Sass looking. Rorik. Cross. To Larson. To another Larson. Sass moving in. Jump shot with some space. No good. Rebound grab by a Larson. Out to Larson. Larson puts it up. Too far. Rebound grab by Prawl. Minute to go. Raywards sends it to Richter. Richter across to Canas. Canas with some space. Driving for Martins. Martins surrounded. Loses it. Rebound grab. Taken up by Raywards. Prawl with a nice move. Can't get it to fall. And rebound grab by Sass. Here's Rorik. Out to Schmidt. Back to Rorik. 35 seconds. Schmidt. Larson. Larson. Sass. Steps back. Knocked away by Prawl. Seen her do that a lot in the C game. Makes Sass miss. Can't get the first layup. Taken in by Larson. To Larson. Taken over by Rorik. Guarded well by Richter. And travels. 2.9 seconds left. Panthers are going to need to send one quick here. Just about 3 seconds to go. Martins checks out. Sakwich checks in. Prawl moving up. 1 second to go. That'll do it. for the first period. Clark Willow Lakes Cyclone 7, Great Plains Lutheran Panthers with 1. After 1, heading on to period 2 in a moment. Seven 1 Cyclones after 1. Period number 2. Bounce pass. Schmidt guarded over to Larson. Larson moving up, puts it up. Can't get it past Martins, who grabs the rebound, sends it to Prahl. Prahl gets the screen. Moving over, finds Sackwich. Sackwich moving, looking. Driving in herself, spinning, finds Martins. Martins to Rayworts, and they reset. Almost loses it to Rorick. Back again for Prahl for 3. Off the rim and out of bounds. And Cyclones take over. Here is Rorick, followed by Larson. Over to Schmidt. Schmidt back to Larson. Larson to Larson. Larson to Larson, who's fouled. Clark keeps it. Schmidt to throw it in. She's got a couple points tonight. Finds one of the Larsons. Taken by Richter. Richter gets it out to Prahl. Prahl back to Martins, and the Panthers take over. 5 minutes to go. Back to Prahl. Prahl moving in on Larson. Moving back. Spinning. Throwing it up, Evelyn Prahl puts it up and in for the Panthers. She gets on the board here. 7-3, Cyclones with a 4-point lead. Here's Larson. Back to Larson. I believe all 3 Larsons are on the court right now. Yeah, 24, 21, and 2. 3 Larsons. Panthers with it. Rayworts, jump shot, no good. Rebound grab by Larson. Back to Rorick. Kept over by Larson. Larson moving in, finds a lane, gets a screen, moves around, puts it up, no good. Rebound grab by Richter. Richter moving. Finds Sackwich. Sackwich back to Richter. Richter looking. Well guarded and fouled, I believe, and she is. Panthers ball, down 4. Rayworts checks out. Knaus checks in for the Panthers. Prahl driving in. Knaus looking. Knaus moving. Back out to Richter. Finds Prahl. Prahl now wants a lane. She gets it. Moving around. Looking. 20 seconds. Puts it up. Can't get it. Gets her own rebound. Shot number 2. Evelyn Prahl. 4 points. Panthers now within 2 on a 5-0 run so far since the Cyclones went up 7-zip. Nice defense by Martins, but it's a foul. checks Reitz. Wicca checks in for Richter. Cyclones ball. Passed out to Larson. Larson back to Rorick. Inside Larson. Outside Larson. Larson jump shot. No good. Rebound grabbed by Canas. Kept by Prahl. Prahl. A lot of room to work with here on the outside. Spinning, driving against Rorick. Nice pass, Sakwich. Sakwich waiting, hesitating, moves in. Pass off Canas. Canas step back three, too far. Grabbed by Sakwich. Moved in for Prahl. Stolen, grabbed back by Prahl. Evelyn Prahl driving up, putting it up. No good. Rebound. Grabbed by Larson. Larson now, moving fast. Guarded by Canas. Larson puts it up and in. Which Larson was number 2. Her first points of the night. Here's Prahl. Canas. The screen knocked away. And jump ball. Forced. Panthers keep it as Radke checks in for Sakwich. Wicca to throw it in. Finds Prahl. Prahl with the lane. Moving up and in. Stolen away by Larson. Larson to Rorick. Rorick now working on Prahl. Finds a lane. Loses it. Kept in bounds. That was a little crazy. Wicca kept it in off the backboard, and Panthers keep it. Grabbed by Rorick. Fouled. And Clark Willow Lake. Cyclones. Looks like they're going to keep possession here. Up by 4. Larson to check it in. Martin subs out. Richter comes in for the Panthers. And here is Rorick. 2 minutes to go. Outside Larson. Larson screen from her sister. Over to Larson again. Fumbles it. Stolen by Canas. Canas working on Larson. Driving in and is fouled. Rayworth's looking to check in for Prahl. Here is Canas. Canas lost it, gets it back. Back over to Richter. Richter now gets Radke. Radke working on the outside. Rayworth's hesitates, moves in, finds Richter. Richter now with some room. Moving in, driving, puts it over to Wicca, who can't handle it. Taken by Larson. Larson guarded, gets it out to Rorick, who takes it in to a wide open Schmidt for 3. Up, too far, no good. Rebound grabbed by Reitz, kept in by Larson. Larson moving around, back out to Schmidt. Schmidt moving up the lane, throwing it up there, and it falls. Schmidt now with 4 points. And we have a timeout. Panthers. 1:05 to go. Panthers back down by 6. We'll be back in a moment. Panthers with the ball. Whistle dead. Clark takes over. Up by 6. 1:05 to go here in the first half. Here's Rorick. Working on Prahl. Filling Prahl. Outside Schmidt. Moving over for Larson. Larson back to Schmidt. Schmidt moving in, driving in, double team. Looking around for Larson, who puts it up. Can't get the foul. Loses it to Rayworth's, and the Panthers take over with 45 seconds to go. Nice cross pass, Prawl. Prawl moving up, finds Martins. Martins takes it, puts it too far. Rebound grabbed by Larson. And she's triple team, taken over by Rorick. Rorick now, 30 seconds. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt back to Rorick. Cross to Schmidt. They're going to play catch for a bit. Here is Larson over to Reitz. Reitz moving around. Stolen away by Prawl. Evelyn Prawl moving down. Boxed out. Nice play defensively by Larson, taken back by Rayworts, who travels. So with 11.2 to go, Panthers with an opportunity there. But Cyclones take over as Larson checks in. Here's Rorick working on Prawl. Nice move, but loses the ball. 5 seconds left. Lobs it over to Schmidt. Over the middle. 2 seconds left. Puts it up. Can't get it to fall. Nice defense there by Richter. So the Panthers stay within 6, down 11 to 5 after the first half. And we'll be back in 10 minutes for half number 2. Cyclones 11, Panthers 5. We'll see you in a few minutes. Cyclones up 6 points, 11-5 here in the third period. Here is Larson. Over to Sass. Back over to Larson. Larson again. Sass. Schmidt. Sass over the middle, putting it up there off the rim, and Martins gets the rebound, loses it, gets it back. Ran into Roerick there, but gets it back. Here's Canas. Gets the pick from Martins, moving over. Back to Sackwich. Spinning around, finds Canas, handles it, taking it back, throwing it across. Rayworks putting it up there. No good. Here comes Roerick. Back across to Larson. Over to Larson again. Sass with some space. Schmidt knocked away. And taken by Sackwich. Over to Canas. Canas working across. Finds Sackwich, who keeps it in, but gets down. And timeout called by the Panthers, so we'll be back in a moment. 11-5 Cyclones. Panthers with the ball. Here's Prawl putting it up. Foul. Right off the bat, Evelyn Prawl taking it up, putting it up. That is her 6th point of the night. She's looking to add on to it. And she does. Evelyn Prawl with the 2 and 1 for the Panthers. Now down by 3. Roerick. Out to Schmidt. Guarded by Sackwich. Knocked away by Sackwich. Kept by Larson over the middle. Sass putting it up and foul. So Sass will head to the line. Sass. Off the rim. No good. Second shot. Knocked it down. Sass has 3 points tonight. And the Panthers get it back. Pass by Prawl over to Rayworts. Rayworts handles it, moving around Sass. Finds a lane. Knocked down by Larson. Knocked out of bounds. Kept it. And Panthers keep possession. Sackwich looking for a friend. Finds Richter. Knocked down by Schmidt. Lexi Schmidt with a nice play. Panthers keep the ball. Looking. Rayworks putting it up there. In and out. Nearly kept by Schmidt. Taken by Larson. Back over to Roerick. Roerick with it now. 4 minutes. Taken over. Grabbed by Sass, who is fouled by Martins. So the Cyclones keep it running here, up by 4. 4:03 to go as Canas checks in for Martins. Larson putting it up, no good. Rebound grabbed by Sass. Sass looking. Roerick stepping back. some room. Over the middle, stolen by Rayworth to Prawl, taken by Rorick, who puts it up, and not quite. Rebound grabbed by Prawl. Panthers end up with a bit in the end. Taken back by Schmidt. Over to Larson, who puts it up. Off the rim, second attempt. In and out of bounds. White ball. Panthers, after all that commotion, will take over. Still down 8-12 with 3:35 to go in the third period. Rayworts out to Prawl. Prawl back to Rayworts. Finds Canas. Schmidt falls down. Over to Prawl. Prawl with some room. Over to Wicca, who's knocked down by Sass. Taken over by Larson, excuse me. Open three. Knocked down by number 24. One of the Larsons, and she has 5 points. So that's a lead extender. First three knocked down today by either side. Canas, stolen by Cass. Taken by Rorick. Rorick now finding Schmidt. Knocked away by Canas, handled by Schmidt. Moving in, has a lane, puts it up, fouled. And she will step to the line. Chance here for the Cyclones to extend the lead. Already up by 7. In and out. Shot number 2. In and out as well. Rebound kept by the Cyclones, who it looks like Rorick may have stepped out of bounds there. So the Panthers take over. Still down 7. 2:42 to go in the third period. Rayworts. Canas. Moving. Looking. Working around. Finds Prawl. Prawl over to Richter. Richter's open. Knocked by Sass and taken by Larson. Here's Rorick working on Prawl. Driving in. Going up. Finds out Larson for 3. Puts it up off the glass or off the rim. Taken by Rayworth, out to Prawl, back again to Canas, working back, finds Richter. Richter looking for Wicca, can't find her over the top of Sass. Moving around is Canas. Canas now for Prawl. Prawl faking it, moving up, finding a lane, putting it up and in. Evelyn Prawl. Her 9th point of the night. She has carried this team so far, 9 of their 10 points. Out for Sass, across Schmidt, moving, has a screen, moving up and in, putting it up, foul. So Schmidt once more heading to the line. Her team up by 5. First attempt, no good. In comes Larson for Sass, Martins and Sackwich for Wicca and Rayworts. Second attempt for Schmidt. Knocks it down. Lexi Schmidt, her 5th point of the night. Here's Martins. Getting a screen, double teamed, moving, can't find anyone, knocked down. White keeps the ball. Minute 40 to go. 16-10 Cyclones. Pass to Sackwich. Sackwich pivots, moving, working around herself, driving up the middle, and travels. So Clark Willow Lake takes it back. Minute 33 in the third. Rorick, working on Prawl. Finds Larson. Larson, back out to Schmidt, moving on Sackwich. Finds Larson up over the middle, banks it off the glass, kept by Larson. Larson moving back, knocked down by Martins. And grabbed by Richter. Caitlin Richter now. finding Canas. Jump for three. It's good. 3 from Maddie Canas. 4 points on the night. Here's Schmidt. Team up 3. Moving, loses it. Kept by Larson. 48 seconds to go. Here in the third. 13-16. Cyclones up 3. Moving around his cast. And she draws a foul. Larson draws a foul and will head to the line. 40.9 seconds remaining in the third period. First one knocked down by Larson. Her first point. All of the Larsons by now have at least 1 point. One of them has 5. The other two, 1 and 2. And embellishment on the Panthers. So Larson will shoot again. And it falls. So Panthers paid for that one. Another point. Back down 5. Here's Canas, moving, finding Sackwich. 35 seconds to go. Moving around, looking for someone. Driving in, held, and fouled. 32.5 seconds to go in the third period. Panthers down by 5. Sackwich. Looking. Rayworks outside. Canas jumping 3. Not quite. Rebound grabbed by Martins. Kept over and taken by Rorick. 25 seconds to go. Rorick moving. Driving. Losing it. Jump ball forced by Canas. Panthers take over. 19.0 seconds remaining. Richter. Looking to send it in. Knocked out of bounds by number 13, Schmidt. Panthers keep it. Back to Martins. Martins driving. Back outside, wants Canas. Gets her. Canas moving now, finding Schmidt. Can't get it to her. Taken by Larson. Moving back is Rorick. 8 seconds left. Long pass. Taken in by Schmidt. Schmidt, 5 seconds left. Rorick moving in. Finds outside. Larson for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound grab, putting it up there, but can't get it to fall. So Panthers defense keeps it within 5. At the end of 3, 18-13. Cyclones on top of the Panthers by 5. And we'll be back in a moment for period number 4. Six minutes remaining. Period number 4. Clark with the ball at 5. Long pass, Larson. Guarded by Richter. Moving around. Jump shot off the glass. And Larson, number 21, has 5 points, tied with Larson, number 24. Evelyn Prawl. Looks like she should have been fouled there. She is fouled. And the Panthers keep it. Down 7 now. Sackwich looking. Wants Prawl. Can't see her. Finds. No, stolen away. Held by Rayworks. And it remains Panthers ball. 5:35 to go. And they're going to move it out in front of the bench. A little easier here. Here's Prawl. Driving in. Finds Richter. Richter puts it up and in. Caitlin Richter with her first points of the night. Panthers now within 5. Here comes Rurik. Larson. Moving. Needs some space. Has some space. Didn't shoot it. Rurik driving in, puts it up and draws a foul. And she'll go to the line. 5:08 remaining. Foul called on Prawl. Her second of the night. Her shot is clean from Rurik. Her second point of the night. 21:15. 5:08 to go. Shot number 2 is good. And the Cyclones are back up by 7. 5 minutes to play. Here's Prawl. Evelyn Prawl gets the screen. Moving around, double team, held and fouled. Here is Richter. Looking, wants Prawl fouled. Fouled by Schmidt. And we'll run it back. Maybe not. And they're going to have her shoot, I believe. Prawl will shoot free throws. Unguarded. First one. Off the rim, off the glass, and no good. She got one left. In and out. So Panthers remain down 7. 4:59 to go. And we're back over here. Here's Prawl. Working on Rurik. Moving out. Finds Sackwich. Sackwich wants Richter. Can't get it to her. Out of bounds. And it'll be Clark's ball. 4:50 to play on the 4th. Up by 7. Subbing out is Sackwich. In comes Canas. She's got a 3-pointer. She hit the 3rd. Schmidt. Out to Sass. Sass back to Rurik. Had Schmidt, didn't pass it to her. Back comes Larson. Larson to Larson. Stolen away. Knocked out. Kept by Larson. Larson moving. Finding Larson. Spin move. Jump shot. Off the glass. No good. Knocked out by Rayworks. Kept by Prawl. Prawl double team. Gets it out to Rayworks. Over to Richter. Panthers with possession. High pass out of the reach of Canas. Cyclones take over. Here's Rurik. Finding Schmidt. Over the middle to Sass, who puts it up and in. Sass, her 5th point of the night. And this puts the Cyclones up 9. Canas, open. Pass. Too high for Martins. Cyclones take it again. Number 4, Tellinghusen checks in for Larson, one of the Larsons. Schmidt to Tellinghusen, across to Larson, back across to Rurik. Tellinghusen looking for Cass. Back to Schmidt, over the middle. Tellinghusen, foul. lane, puts it up and in. Sass now with 7 points. And Cyclones are taking it and running. So far in the fourth, up by 11 now. Martins tried to get it over Sass, didn't work so well. Back across to Canas. Canas, Rayworts, Sackwich. Driving in, has a lane, gives it back to Martins. Martins jump shot off glass, no good. Cyclones try to keep it in. Schmidt can't keep it, and the Panthers remain in control as Richter checks in for Rayworts. Here's Prawl. Evelyn Prawl, sidestepping, moving in, nice move, putting it up. Not quite, rebound grabbed by Tellinghusen. And timeout, White. Panthers down 11, 2:54 to go in the fourth. Cyclones in control here. We'll be back in a moment. Cyclones with the ball. Up 11. Here's Rorick working on Prawl. Gets across half court. Rorick now with some room. Driving against Richter. Throwing it up for Sass. Sass moving around. Moving around Martins. Putting it up for Schmidt, who puts it up and under. Can't get it to fall. Rebound kept by Schmidt, who puts it up again off the glass. Grabbed by Pass. And Ella Sass now with 8 points. Looking for the 2-1 here. Her team up 13. Not quite. Rebound jump ball forced by Prawl, and the Panthers take over with 2:30 to go. Richter. Prawl. Evelyn Prawl carried this team so far tonight. Canas, 3, bit too far. Rebound grabbed by Richter. Richter moving in, puts it up too far. Kept and knocked out of bounds by Richter, and the Cyclones take over. 2:14 to go. Rorick working on Prawl, moving, driving. Nice pass, tipped out by Richter. He's had a fairly good defensive game, as well as 2 points. Sackwich checks out, Rayworts comes in for the Panthers. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt with 5 points of her own. Martins takes over. Jump ball, Rayworts. And Cyclones keep it. Long pass, Sass loses it off her foot. Grabbed by Martins. Here's Canas, less than 2 to play. Nice pass to Prawl, back to Canas with the lane, moving up. Knocked down and fouled, I believe, by Sass. Canas heads to the line. She has 4 points on the night. Hoping to do something to cut the lead. First shot, no good. And subs in. Wicca and Maddox subbing in for Richter and Martins. Second shot. That one's good from Canas, her 5th point of the night. Minute 40 to go. Cyclones with a 28-16 lead over the Panthers. Rorick with some speed, loses it to Canas. Canas now moving in, foul by Rorick. Minute 33 to go. Subbing in, Villasenor. Here's Prawl. Minute 30. Prawl, the Wicca, can't handle it. Off her hands, out of bounds. And the Cyclones take over now. Minute 28 to go in the 4th period. Here is Tellinghusen. Stolen by Prawl. Prawl going up, putting it in. Evelyn Prawl, 11 points. What a night she's had. Leading scorer for both sides. And it'll be White's ball, down 10, 1:13 to go. Rayworts, high pass, Prawl, moving. Prawl out to Sarah Rayworts. Rayworts now loses it, gets it back. Finds Canas. Canas spinning, minute to play, down 10. Wants Rayworts, can't get her. Finds Maddox. Maddox puts it up and in. Ava Maddox. And she has a couple of points. Brings the Panthers within 8. 49 seconds to go. And we're going to full sub here from the Cyclones. Panthers keep the same players in. Full sub Cyclones, 49 seconds to go. Villasenor moving up, can't get it past. Moving back to Tellinghusen. Stolen by Prawl. She does it again. Prawl gets it. My goodness, Evelyn Prawl doing what she wants out there. Sarah Rayworts can't get it to fall. 30 seconds to go. Taken by Villasenor. And out of bounds by Canas. 29.1 seconds to go. This one about to come to an end here. Thrown up for Villasenor. Villasenor across to Reitz. Reitz now, 25 seconds to go. Putting it up and in and out. Rebound grab by Rayworts. Rayworts now, 20 seconds. Moving across, finds Prawl. Evelyn Prawl out to Rayworts. Rayworts moving back. Canas, step back, 3. Short. Out of bounds. And Castlewood takes over. 8.3 seconds remaining in this one. Looking, finding, that should do it. 5 seconds to go. 3. Knocked out of bounds, but I don't think it matters at this point. 2028, the Cyclones win by 8 against the Panthers in junior varsity, but stay tuned because we have varsity coming up next. Panthers, Cyclones, girls varsity coming your way after this.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the gym here at Great Plains Lutheran High School. Ben Dunsmore on the call with you tonight for this matchup between the Great Plains Lutheran Panthers and the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. Starting lineups have been announced. Enter Sandman has been played, and we're ready for tip-off. And the tip goes to the Cyclones right off the bat. Bryn Rorick gets it to Cameron Nesham. Over to Jenny Beavers. Inside to Rorick. Rorick, the little hook shot, no good. Rebound fought there by Beavers and Prawl. And it's going to be Panther basketball. Cyclones putting on the full court press. Moritz gets the ball, gets it ahead to Poor. Poor across the timeline. Gets it down to Catherine Prawl. Catherine Prawl between her legs. Inside to Kate Holman, and Holman gets the first points of the game. So Cameron Nesham will bring up the ball for the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones, guarded by Catherine Prawl. Over to Rorick. Over to Beavers. Beavers for three, yes. Jenny Beavers gets the three-pointer to give the Cyclones a one-point advantage early on here in this ball game. Holman to her left, guarded closely by Begeman. Holman looking for an open Panther, gets it to Catherine Prawl. Prawl's pass is stolen away by Beavers. Beavers ahead to Vandersnick, and Vandersnick with those bright pink shoes steps out of bounds made it an easy call for the officials to see that her foot was on the end line. Catherine Prawl to Fiona Poor. Poor to Holman. Holman drives, puts it up, no good, off the back of the rim. Begeman, the rebound, gets it to Nesham. Nesham brings it up to her left. Bounce pass inside. Vandersnick. Back to Nesham and no good. Rebound by Julia Prawl. Cyclones lead 3-2. Prawl brings it down the court. Gets it inside, and that's stolen away by Nesham. Shot by Beavers, no good. And then the follow-up by Vandersnick, and that one is good. So 5-2 advantage here early on for Clark Willow Lake. Moritz, bounce pass to Holman. Poor, rips it through, gets it to Moritz. Moritz to her left, the three off the rim, no good. Begeman with the rebound. Nesham, guarded by Prawl. Bounces it off the leg of Julia Prawl, and it's gathered up by Rorick. Nesham has it back. These Clark Willow Lake Cyclones coming to this ball game with a record of 8-1. And that's stolen away, swatted away by Poor, but Clark Willow Lake regains possession. Nesham for three, drains it as the shot clock ticks down. So the second three of the ball game for Clark Willow Lake. Now Catherine Prawl for the Panthers, inside to her sister, and there's going to be a foul on the floor before she received that pass, and it's going to be on the Cyclones of Clark Willow Lake. Panthers come into this ball game with a 4-3 record, coming off a loss to Castlewood last week. Prawl tries to get it to Holman, but it's knocked out of bounds by Nesham, and Panthers are going to set up the out-of-bounds play. Moritz into Poor, over to Catherine Prawl. Catherine Prawl, the little jab step, gets it back to Moritz. Moritz to Holman, around the arc. Back to Moritz. Cyclone defense all over the place, but Julia Prawl gets her own rebound and gets it to go to cut the lead in half. So both Holman and Julia Prawl have buckets down low for the Panthers, trailing 4-8 to the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. That shot by Rorick goes in. 10-4. Catherine Prawl behind her back, between her legs. Brings the ball up for the Panthers. Holman. Back to Prawl. Prawl guarded by Nesham. Inside to Julia Prawl. The little give and go to Catherine, and Catherine gets the kiss off the glass and in. The sisters make the connection on that one. It was a little give and go from Catherine to Julia, back to Catherine. And 2 points for the Panthers. That shot by Rorick bounces off the front of the iron and drops in to keep the advantage at 6 for Clark Willow Lake. Catherine Prawl got the ball out a little too far out in front of her, and Shelby Begeman was there to swat it away. These Clark Willow Lake Cyclones keep their hands moving, that's for sure, on defense. Trying to get a hand in the passing lane. Trying to get those turnovers. Nesham brings it up, drives the lane, gets it inside to number 30, Ella Sass. And Sass will get her first 2 points of the game as she comes in for Rorick. Rorick goes to the bench. Catherine Prawl, the up and under and in. And Catherine Prawl gets her second basket of this ball game. Defense chant getting going here inside the Panther Palace at Great Plains Lutheran High School. The shot, the three-pointer, no good, rebounded by Sass, and Sass gets the putback. Sass grabs the rebound, puts it right back in, and extends the lead to 8. Holman drives. Had it swatted away by Begeman. Back to Prawl. Prawl, the little 12-footer, good. Julia Prawl with the nice jump shot to cut the lead to 6. Cameron Nesham, the sophomore, brings it up. Begeman over to Vandersnick. To Sass, inside to Begeman. Begeman, the turnaround, puts it up and in. That's her first bucket of the game. 18-10. Clark Willow Lake, and Ella Sass gets the steal, gets it up to Cameron Nesham, and Nesham's gonna lay it in for an easy bucket and another 2 points and a 20-10 lead with just a minute 12 left to play here in this first quarter. Panthers call a timeout. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Welcome back to the last minute and 12 seconds here in the first quarter. Panthers trail 20-10 to Clark Willow Lake here on this Monday night Martin Luther King Jr. Day matchup in Watertown. And that ball is stolen away by Jenny Beavers. Takes it away from Alyssa Rubendahl. And then Rubendahl is going to get called for the foul. And Beaver's going to get the hoop and the harm, and she's going to go to the foul line to try to make this a three-point play for the Cyclones. And she misses the free throw. Rebounded by Martins. Cyclones with a 22-10 advantage. Rubendahl hands it off to Martins. Martins defended by Calla Larson. Gets it to Moritz. Moritz guarded by Vandersnick. Moritz over to Rubendahl. Rubendahl inside to Prawl. Prawl tries to go up, and she's going to get fouled by Sass, so she'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 30.8 seconds to go in the first. Catherine Prawl and Julia Prawl both have 4 points here this evening. The high arcing rainbow free throw is no good. The second one is good. And it makes it 22-11 Cyclones. Rubendahl guarding Nesham. Nesham over to Vandersnick. Vandersnick back over to Beavers. Sass tries to go up and rejected by Peyton Zerwan. Peyton Zerwan checking in for Julia Prawl, and she is there with the great defense on Ella Sass. Sass, her jump shot is way off the mark. And the Panthers, with 2 seconds to go, Beavers swats it away from Rubendahl, and she hurls one up at the buzzer, and no good. And we're going to go into the second quarter with Clark Willow Lake having a 22-11 advantage. We'll be back. Welcome back to the second quarter. GPL will start with the basketball. Trailing by 11 points to the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. That pass goes off Moritz's fingertips, and it's going to be an over and back. So an early turnover for the Panthers here in the second quarter. Elsewhere in the Eastern Coteau Conference here tonight, Wabash Summit girls beat Britton Hecla 48-22. And Hamlin all over DeSmet, the Hamlin girls, 71-47, beating DeSmet here this evening. Those games are both final tonight. Must have gotten going a little bit earlier in those games. Some schools had the day off. GPL did not. They had class in session here today. Before this game, Begeman goes up. That's off the rim. Begeman over the top of Holman. Gets the rebound and puts it back in for the Cyclones. 24-11, Clark Willow Lake leads GPL with a minute to play, or a minute into this second quarter. And they're going to get Nesham for travel after that Begeman block of Julia Prawl down low. Prawl went up and Begeman blocked it like it was a volleyball. Spiked it. Moritz over to Poor. The give and go, Poor couldn't handle it. And Calla Larson comes away with it. Nesham brings the ball up for the Cyclones. Guarded by Catherine Prawl. Gets it to Rorick. Rorick to Larson. Larson over to Beavers. Begeman, three-point attempt, no good. Holman comes away with it. And then Julia Prawl can't handle Holman's pass, and Rorick gets the steal. Another turnover. Jersey night here tonight. As Nesham puts that one in. A lot of different jerseys in the crowd. A few basketball jerseys, a lot of Vikings jerseys. Jefferson. See a Teddy Bridgewater jersey sighting. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. Couple Jeffersons. That shot by Begeman is good. And the advantage is now 17 with 5:32 to play before halftime. Timeout. Welcome back. 5:32 to play before halftime. Clark Willow Lake leads 28-11. Catherine Prawl drives, tries to get it to her sister, but the pass is too strong. Goes through her legs. Another turnover for the Panthers. Nesham will bring it up. Gets it to Vandersnick. The defense cheer from the student section now. Begeman. Over to Nesham. Nesham for three, no good. Rebound by Prawl. Julia Prawl, down low to Fiona Poor. And it's taken away by Ella Sass. Another turnover for the Panthers. Vandersnick drives, gets it to Begeman. Begeman to Sass. Sass turns around, no good. Rebounded by Moritz. Moritz to Prawl. Prawl to her left. Pass over to her sister. And Begeman gets another block of Julia. So that pass inside to Rorick, mishandled. Rorick on the jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Sass. And Poor goes up to block it, but they're going to get her for a foul. Begeman has blocked Prawl twice now in the last 5 minutes. Prawl's going to have to figure out a way to shot fake, do something to get through the defense of Shelby Begeman. Second free throw is good for Ella Sass. That's her 5th point of the game. Rubendahl guarded closely by Beavers. Gets it to Richter. Richter checking into the game. Holman back in the game. Over to Poor. Rubendahl, the jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Poor. Poor goes back up and gets fouled. Poor with the rebound, the turnaround. She got fouled and go to the line to shoot two. First free throw attempt is no good. Second attempt falls. 29-12. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Clark Willow Lake with a 17-point lead inside to Begeman. Begeman, the little turnaround. That was a nifty move by Shelby Begeman. Went to her left, pivoted back right, and put it up and in to extend the Clark Willow Lake lead, and that one's off the fingertips of Rubendahl. .3:22 to play here in the first half. Looked at a few area scores here earlier. Taking a look now, the national championship game, college football going on. Indiana leads Miami right now 3-0. Just a field goal with under 8 minutes to go in the first half. So Indiana with a slight margin over the Hurricanes down in Miami. That one's stolen away by Sass, another turnover for the Panthers. And then the rebound by Gracie Larson on the floor. Are they going to say it was out of bounds, or I think they're going to say she was out of bounds. Regardless, it's Panther basketball. 31-12, Cyclone advantage. Just under 2.5 to play in the first half. And that one is mishandled and out of bounds. But it's going to stay down on the Panthers side of the court here. We're going to say it was tipped out by Clark Willow Lake. That one was mishandled and was tipped out by Richter, I believe. She's trying to gather in that pass and went out of bounds. Vandersnick back up to Larson. Larson to her right, stops, gets it back up top to Beavers. Beavers to Sass. Back to Beavers on the top of the arc. The three-point attempt, no good. Sass down low. Just gets the rebound and puts it back up. For points number 6 and 7 of the evening. That pass by Zerwan is stolen away. And then Vandersnick gets it to fall on the other end. 35-12. Catherine Prawl gets it to Rubendahl. Rubendahl trapped in the corner, gets it to Zerwan. Zerwan to Holman. Holman guarded by Begeman. Holman to Prawl, and then Prawl has it stolen away. The stifling defense by the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. Gracie Larson takes it away, gets it up to Vandersnick. Vandersnick airballs, and it's rebounded by Rubendahl. And gets it to Catherine Prawl. 40 seconds to go here in the first half. Clark Willow Lake with a commanding 35-12 lead, and a suffocating defense is giving the Panthers fits here on a Monday night. Richter thought about it a little bit too long and has it stolen away by Vandersnick, and Vandersnick will get the easy lay-in on the other end. 37-12. Catherine Prawl into Zerwan. Zerwan has it swatted away and stolen by Sass. Sass, the left-handed layup on the other end, no good. She'll go to the line to shoot two with 0.8 seconds left in the first half, as Catherine Prawl will pick up a foul on that play. Sass gets the first to drop. (38-12) the advantage. And the second one will drop as well. And that's the first half, as the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones head to the locker room with a 39-12 advantage over the GPL Panthers. We will be back with second half action in 10 minutes. Welcome back to the second half here at Great Plains Lutheran High School. Just about to get going here with the third quarter. Clark Willow Lake Cyclones lead 39-12 over the Great Plains Lutheran Panthers. Cyclones with an 8-1 record, Panthers 4-3. As we approach somewhat the midway point of the season, we're getting pretty close. These teams play about 20 games in a season. So this is the 10th game for the Cyclones. 8th game for the Panthers here tonight. Catherine Prawl on the home end of the court. Over to Fiona Poore, the freshman. Poore gets it back to Prawl. Down low to Julia Prawl, and Julia Prawl is blocked again by Shelby Begeman. That's the third block by Begeman of Prawl tonight. Begeman stands 6 feet tall, Julia Prawl 5'10", so she's got a couple inches on Julia, and then Begeman will put it in for the first 2 points of the second half. Begeman has 10 points now on the night. For the Cyclones. So Begeman's your leading scorer for the game at this point. She's got 10 points, followed by sophomore Ella Sass, who's got 9. Then you've got Cameron Nesham, who's got 7 points. Joanna Vandersnick, the junior, she's got 6. And as we tally up the points and move on down the line, freshman Jenny Beavers has 5. Bryn Rorick, the junior, has 4. Those are all point totals for the Clark Willow Lake Cyclones. The Cyclones do not have any seniors on their roster. There's a couple of 8th graders who played in the JV game earlier, as Jenny Beavers, the freshman, gets 2 points. 2 8th graders are sitting on the bench. They play in JV earlier. And then you've got 2 freshmen, 6 sophomores, and 2 juniors. So a young team here for Clark Willow Lake as Nesham adds another 2 to her point total for the evening. She's got 9 now. Young squad. Prawl. Julia Prawl gets one inside. She's the leading scorer for the Panthers now with 6 points. She's got 6. Her sister Catherine has 5. Kate Holman has 2 points, and Fiona Poore has a free throw that went in that first half. Catherine Prawl with the steal, drives, puts it up, no good, rebounded by Cameron Nesham. Nesham on the other end, gets it up to Rorick, and Rorick will put it in for another 2 points as they run the floor. 49-14. Clark Willow Lake leading by 35 points here as we approach midway through the third quarter. And Clark Willow Lake is just all over Julia Prawl down low. She can't get anything going. And Prawl is the Panthers' leading scorer with 6 points. So if the Panthers are going to be successful, they're going to need Prawl to put in a couple more buckets. Kate Holman gets the inbounds pass, no good. And we're headed the other way. As Faith Rorick, the freshman, checks into the ball game, and then Gracie Larson, or the 8th grader, I'm sorry, Gracie Larson, number 2, checks in as well. So number 1 and number 2 for Clark Willow Lake are both 8th graders. Rorick, Faith Rorick, the 8th grader, no good. as Moritz picks up her dribble before she crosses half court. Finally gets it up to Holman. Back to Moritz. Moritz gets fouled by, looks like number 23, Maddie Brendan, the sophomore guard, 5'4". They're going to say that foul is on the ground. Oh no, that foul is on number 13, Lexi Schmidt. Looked like number 23 from the booth, not 13. Long ponytails don't help with identifying numbers on the back of jerseys either, so could be a challenge. Rubendall's shot off the mark. 49-14, clock's ticking away here on a Monday night with a 35-point lead in the second half. It'll keep running. Schmidt gets it to go. She puts one up. Gets her name in the scorebook. And extends that lead 51-14. Holman to Moritz. Moritz for three, no good. Sass is there for the rebound. That was Sass. These Clark Willow Lake girls also had a very successful volleyball season. And I think they're going to be pretty successful for several years to come with this young roster as Calla Larson gets a bucket to drop. Very young roster. Like I said, no seniors on this roster. Mostly freshmen, sophomores, a couple juniors. So they're going to be good for years to come. Moritz can't get that one to fall either. 53-14. And Coach Begeman for Clark Willow Lake calls a timeout to get a substitution in. Panthers will do the same. They'll get, nope. They are going to go to their bench. They're going to say it's a 30-second timeout. So we'll just take a quick break here. 1:05 left in the third. Welcome back to the third quarter. 64 seconds left in this quarter. Catherine Prahl gets a steal, gets it up to Alyssa Rubendall. Rubendall, the layup is good. Give the Panther fans something to cheer about. So Rubendall gets her first bucket of the game. 53-16. Clark Willow Lake still has the commanding lead. And the putback by Sass. She's now the leading scorer for Clark Willow Lake with 11 points. $15 seconds, ticking off the clock. And it's going to be a jump ball. Panthers are going to take it out. Let's see if they can get it. Inbounds pass. Nope. Time is going to expire on the third quarter. 55-16. Clark Willow Lake with the lead heading into the final frame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back to the last 8 minutes of this ball game here tonight. Willow Lake leading 55-16. Willow Lake and Great Plains Lutheran are not conference opponents, but they are in the same region when it comes to the playoffs. And number 20, Jenny Beavers, drives and gets the bucket to fall. So she'll get the hoop in the harm. She hits the floor hard. Have a chance at the three-point play. And she gets the free throw. So she has 10 points. So there are 3 Cyclones with 10 points tonight. Shelby Begeman, Jenny Beavers, and Ella Sass has 11. And then you add in Cameron Nesham with 9 points. She's on the brink, bringing the ball up to have another 10 points. So we could have 4 Cyclones in double-digit scoring here tonight if Begeman gets one more bucket to fall. Like I said, they're not conference opponents, but they are in the same region, so when it comes to playoffs, these teams will likely or could face each other again. Right now, we'll take a look at the Region 2A standings. Willow Lake is currently in first place in the region with that record of 8-1. Hamlin in second place. They also have 8-1 record, but their strength of schedule is a little lower than the competition Willow Lake has been playing this season. Sioux Valley in third, Florence Henry in fourth, and your Great Plains Lutheran Panthers are sitting in fifth place right now, likely to stay there even with the loss. Dual is in sixth place, and Elkton Lake Benton sits in the last place in the region. So GPL sitting at number 5 in the region right now. Jump ball, Panther basketball. And Willow Lake number 1 in the region. Next up, the Panthers will play tomorrow night as Cameron Nesham gets one to fall, so she has 11 points. So we now have 4 Cyclones with 10 or more points in double-digit scoring. Thus, the 60 number on the scoreboard. And Begeman blocks Holman, but they're going to say she fouled Holman. So Holman will go to the line to shoot 2. Panthers, boys and girls, will play at Waverly South Shore tomorrow night. Waverly South Shore as Holman gets that one to go. Waverly South Shore sitting at 5-3. That is going to be a conference game. So far, the Panthers are undefeated in conference. They've beaten Tri-State and Britton Hecla. So they have 2 wins in conference, looking for their 3rd conference win against Waverly South Shore tomorrow night. Like I said, both boys and girls play conference tomorrow night. As Coach Matt Bauer calls a quick timeout, 30 seconds. So they play Waverly South Shore, and then the girls will be back home on Saturday to take on Aberdeen Christian. Aberdeen Christian is currently winless, 0-7. So Panthers will hopefully get back on track after this loss here tonight. They'll hopefully get back on track against Waverly South Shore in a conference game tomorrow night, and then have one here at home on Saturday against Aberdeen Christian. three-point attempt as Ella Sass gets the rebound, and she puts it back and is fouled for a chance at the three-point play. (62-20). Sass free throw is short, and we've got some of her teammates are covering their mouth after that air ball came up short. Don't have to say that Sass does know how to put the ball through the hoop. She's the leading scorer for the Cyclones tonight with 13 points. So, and she's got several rebounds. Just a vacuum cleaner down low. Everything that comes at her, she grabs. Gracie Larson, the 8th grader, is blocked by Peyton Zerwan. That's Zerwan's second block of the night. Gets it up to Poor, to Holman. Inside to Holman, knocked away by Sass. Sass is just everywhere down low. No way to get around her. Gracie Larson over to Rorick, down to Sass. Sass the up and under, and they're going to get Zerwan for a foul. Sass comes up short on that free throw. But she gets that one to go. 14 points now for the sophomore. 6-foot sophomore center. Under 3 minutes to play. That pass down low to Martins is stolen away by Eliza Larson. And then Catherine Prahl gets it back, and she gets a bucket. Currently halftime in the national championship game for college football. Indiana leads 10-0 over Miami. #1 team in the country. With the 10-0 lead at halftime as Zerwan gets the rebound. They get it up to Poor. And then Poor's pass is going to roll out of bounds, I think. Yes. Poor was trying to get it back to Prahl, and just off the mark, and it goes out of bounds. So, Coach Matt Bauer substitutes his bench in to this ball game. We've got junior Peyton Zerwan. You got sophomore Alyssa Rubendahl. We also have junior Adeline Sakowitz and freshman Maddie Canas and sophomore Caitlin Richter all on the court for the Panthers with 82 seconds left here to go. Lexi Schmidt is blocked. By Maddie Canas. Calla Larson tries to go up. She gets fouled. And 49.6 to go in this ball game. Clark Willow Lake going to improve to 9-1 on the season. 9-1. Panthers will fall, and they'll have a 4-4 record. As I said, they'll try to get back on track tomorrow night. Head over to Waverly for a conference matchup, and then trying to get back on track tomorrow night, and then hopefully get back on track against Aberdeen Christian on Saturday here in Watertown. Alyssa Rubendall's shot comes up short. 64-22, Clark Willow Lake with the lead. As time ticks down, 20 seconds. That shot by Lexi Schmidt is off the back iron. Richter, her shot is no good. We got a jump ball, and that's going to be the ball game. Time ticks off. Clock expires. And the Cyclones will head back home on Highway 212 with a 64-22 victory. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back on Saturday when the Panthers play at home again against Aberdeen Christian. Have a good night.